Gospel of the Day, reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. At that time, while Jesus was among a crowd, a man said to him, "Teacher, tell my brother to share the inheritance with me." But Jesus replied, "Friend, who appointed me as a judge in the distribution of inheritances?" And turning to the crowd, he said, "Avoid all kinds of greed, for a man's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions." Then he told them this parable. A rich man had a great harvest, and he thought to himself, "What shall I do, for I have no place to store my crops? I know what I'll do. I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones to store my harvest and all my goods. Then I can say to myself, 'You have plenty of goods stored up for many years. Rest, eat, drink, and enjoy life.' But God said to him, 'Fool, this very night you will die. Who then will get all the things you have prepared?' So it is for those who store up riches for themselves but are not rich toward God." The word of the Lord. Reflection: the false security of accumulating material goods. In Jesus' time, there was a lot of pressure to secure material sustenance. Many families lived day by day, relying on crops and daily work. Accumulating wealth and goods was seen as a way to ensure the future. So when this man approached Jesus asking him to intervene in the distribution of the inheritance, he was reflecting a common problem of his time: greed and an excessive concern for material things. Jesus, with his response, not only rebuked him, but also taught a deeper lesson. The story of the rich man who tears down his barns to build bigger ones reflects the mentality of that time, where people clung to their possessions as if that would guarantee them a long and fulfilling life. However, what Jesus points out is that, at the end of the day, we cannot take anything from this world. Death makes no distinctions, and no matter how much wealth is accumulated, it has no eternal value. Jesus invites us not to fall into the trap of greed, and to remember that our life is not measured by what we have, but by who we are. The trap of abundance in modern life. Today, we still fall into the same temptation. We live in an era where we are constantly bombarded with messages that having more is the key to living better. Just look around you. Social media is full of content encouraging you to show off what you have, to flaunt your lifestyle. It seems like life is only worthwhile if you can show your material success. And not only that, there is also a constant pursuit of accumulation, whether it be money, followers, or possessions. Greed hasn't changed, it's just taken new forms. Think about it, how many times have you heard that a successful person is the one who has more money or luxuries? In our modern society, we often measure success by the car someone drives, the house they own, or the vacations they can afford. This gospel is still completely relevant. It reminds us that accumulating without purpose, thinking only of our personal comfort, will not lead to a fulfilling life. True wealth is not in what we can store up in this world, but in how we relate to God and to others. It's not about not working or not prospering, but about not making money and possessions our only goal. If all we accumulate is for our own comfort and security, where does generosity, service, and love for our neighbor fit in? Life is much more than that. The call to wealth that transcends time. What can we expect from the future? The truth is, technology and material development will continue to advance. In the coming years, we will likely see an even faster-paced world, with more ways to accumulate wealth and possessions. However, Jesus' question remains valid. Who will get all those goods? What are we doing with what we have today? The future vision proposed by this gospel is clear. We must change our mindset. Instead of worrying so much about what we can accumulate, we need to start worrying about what we can give, about how we can help others. In a future where the gap between the haves and the have-nots continues to grow, we will be called to be generous, to share, and to build a world where everyone can have what they need to live with dignity. True success, then, will not be in how much we can hoard, but in how we can contribute to making this world a more just and loving place. Our greatest wealth will be what we leave in the hearts of others. That is the inheritance that truly matters. We ask ourselves the following question: How can we transform our mindset and actions today so that instead of accumulating material goods, we begin to build wealth that transcends time and benefits others?